Keep only a few of the best racing pigeons. The time-tested wisdom of keep only a few racing pigeons, but keep the best you can get underscores the importance of quality over quantity when building a racing pigeon flock. While it may be tempting to accumulate a large number of birds, a modest-sized flock comprised of top-tier pigeons breeds success in this challenging sport. Let's explore in detail the rationale behind this prudent strategy and the methods for acquiring cream of the crop racing pigeons. Why limit flock size? Keeping the flock small offers numerous advantages that directly translate into better performance on race day. Here are some of the key benefits. Easier health management. The health of racing pigeons must be vigilantly monitored and maintained through regular vaccination, parasite control, and prompt medical care. Conducting thorough hands-on examinations and treatments becomes extremely laborious with a large flock. It is far more feasible to routinely inspect each bird and provide individualized care when working with a modest number of pigeons. You'll spot emerging issues quicker and can administer appropriate remedies in a timely manner. The result is a flock of robust, vigorous pigeons primed for the demands of racing. More effective training. Preparing racing pigeons for competition involves gradually acclimating them to increasingly greater distances. This is achieved through regular training flights where the birds are transported various miles away from the home loft and then released to find their way back. To develop the pigeon's conditioning, orientation, and homing skills, these training sessions need to be frequent and progressive. It is realistically only possible to implement a rigorous, customized training schedule when operating with a limited flock size. You can personally oversee every flight and monitor the progress of each individual bird more attentively. Lower expenses. The costs of breeding, housing, feeding, and caring for racing pigeons add up quickly, especially when expanding flock size. Limiting your numbers, however, puts quality ahead of quantity when allocating financial resources. The money saved can be channeled into purchasing outstanding pigeons, constructing top-notch loft facilities, or funding race registrations and transport. With a few select pigeons, you can also devote more funds into optimized nutrition and healthcare plans tailored for each bird. Better breeding opportunities. Breeding is integral for continually improving racing pigeon performance. Experienced breeders know quality breeds quality. Starting with a limited pool of elite pigeons allows you to be highly selective when planning out matings. You can take the time to thoroughly research pedigrees and race records to identify optimal pairing combinations. The resulting offspring can then be tested and further refined through meticulous breeding. Had you dozens of pigeons, it would be much more difficult to determine the best matches. Greater focus on individuals. Getting to intimately know your birds is a key ingredient for racing victory. Understanding the unique personality, abilities, and preferences of each pigeon enables you to bring out their full potential. You can fine-tune training methods, nutrition, and loft conditions to perfectly suit every individual. This personal touch and insight into what makes each pigeon tick simply isn't feasible with a large flock. Limiting your numbers allows you to establish a deep connection with every bird. Acquiring superior racing pigeons. Securing top racing pigeon stock is an art and science in itself. Let's explore proven strategies for sourcing birds poised to reach the winner's podium. Networking with experts. Linking up with veteran pigeon racing insiders provides an invaluable education and access to promising pigeons. Join local pigeon clubs, get to know renowned breeders, and make contacts online through racing forums and groups. Fellow enthusiasts are often happy to mentor newcomers, offering advice on selecting breeding pairs and techniques for nurturing young birds. These networks can also alert you to availability of pedigreed pigeons from elite bloodlines. Invest time networking early on to build relationships within the pigeon racing community. Attending auctions. Auctions offer the exciting opportunity to bid on coveted pigeons from celebrated lofts around the world. The atmosphere is electric as participants vie for top racing and breeding stock. Arrive prepared by researching auction inventories and setting a budget. Be ready to act decisively when a special pigeon comes up for bid. Auctions are also great for making new contacts with breeders and fanciers. Don't be shy about introducing yourself and exchanging insights on standout birds. The friendships forged can pay future dividends. Researching bloodlines and pedigrees. Selective breeding over generations has produced specialized lines known for speed, endurance, homing ability, and competitive drive. Become a student of the major racing pigeon lineages, their origins, hallmark traits, and track records in prestigious races. Closely examine the detailed pedigrees of any pigeon under consideration, looking for ancestral excellence. However, also remember that even pigeons with impressive pedigrees can fail to live up to expectations. The reverse is also true, modest pedigrees at times produce surprise champions. Performance testing. The acid test of a pigeon's racing mettle is observing their progress through a structured training and testing program. Begin by flying young birds out a few miles from the loft, gradually building up distance week by week. Keep detailed records on each pigeon's velocity, orientation, and stamina. Race simulations from 50 miles out or more will reveal standout abilities. Be extremely patient and consistent throughout the assessment period. Testing helps validate pedigree information and identifies birds with potential to excel in major races. Trusting your instincts. Even with thorough research and testing, selecting long-distance racing pigeons involves a certain degree of speculation. Independent of pedigree or performance data, experienced pigeon fanciers say you must also trust your gut when evaluating birds. There are subtle factors like earnestness, competitive spirit, and athleticism that separate the greats. Take time to simply observe your pigeons and get an intuitive feel for their capabilities. Fostering the pigeon-handler bond. Homing pigeons form profound bonds with their caretakers, a trait critical to racing success. Take advantage of your small flock size to spend quality time interacting with every bird daily. Talk, offer treats, train, and handle them gently but confidently to build trust. Your patience and compassion will be returned with loyalty and devotion in the air. This rapport helps motivate the pigeons to push themselves to the limit. They race not just for themselves, but for you. In closing, competitive pigeon racing demands absolute dedication from fanciers who pursue the winner's circle. By acquiring and nurturing a select few outstanding pigeons rather than a large flock of average birds, you can fully commit the exceptional level of health management, training, breeding, and bond building needed for victory. Though the quest for racing's elusive champions requires substantial effort, wisdom, and yes, luck, the journey will enrich your life immensely. Our fine feathered friends will reward your meticulous care by demonstrating unmatched navigational abilities. Most importantly, you'll have the satisfaction of bringing out the greatest strengths innate to these remarkable. There are many reasons to buy my racing pigeon method. Here are some of the best reasons. You will get excellent results. It's a very simple system to use. It's affordable. I have had over 400 first prize winners. It's adaptable to any situation. You can use it with any racing method, natural, widowhood, young birds. It's a very effective method. There is no need to spend a lot of money on fancy pigeon products. It's a reliable system and it is foolproof to use. Professional athletes, race horses, take the same products. There is science behind this, not just hearsay. It is all to do with red blood cells and oxygen in the blood. Without that, a pigeon will not race well, or an athlete will not win a race. If he has low oxygen in his blood, the above is fact and is 100% science. There are a few things you can do to improve your chances of winning at racing pigeons. One of the most important things is to learn as much as you can about the sport. You'll need to know the different types of pigeons, how to train them, and how to race them. Another key factor is practice. You'll need to be able to fly your pigeons competently in order to win races. And, of course, you'll need to have the funds to invest in racing pigeons and other racing equipment.